Yeah, I know what I said, but so right now South Park needs me. What is up, guys? Jesse197 here, and we're triggered again. LGBTQ plus community. Why? Like, right after I made this video telling you guys don't only focus on yourself, just right after that, you focused on yourself, and this time it's with South Park. Now, this is so weird because, you know, South Park in general makes fun of everyone, but because it's transgender, it's all of a sudden, it's like a huge thing. But it's the same thing. Like, if you want to be treated like people, be treated like people, so you're going to be treated like everyone else. But you don't want that. I want to know why. Because the whole reason of your little protest saying that you want to be treated equal, this is how we treat people equal. We make fun of each other. Since you think that, it's not funny because, well, it's us. Well, no, that's the whole reason why. And that's why people don't agree with a lot of your stuff, because every time when somebody does something, you will always get offended over something that literally doesn't make any sense, because everybody does it. Everybody, like, even you're doing it to Donald Trump, so it makes sense. But no. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there's an episode not banned in China. We're talking about the newest episode until probably tomorrow, since tomorrow is Wednesday. It's called Bored Girls. So this episode has two main things, but they kind of do bring it into one. It's all about transgender athletes. Now, these people don't understand what's going on. So let me iterate. If you want to go watch it right now and come back to this video. But basically, here's the deal: that Strong Women's getting ready for well, I can just say, like, the Women's Olympics, that, like, I can sincerely say. But I think what they called it was Strong Women competition, but I'm just gonna call it the Women's Olympics, because, like, just makes sense that way. So it all depends on who is the stronger woman. So all of a sudden, here we get, like, this Randy Savage, but, like, they made him into a girl. Just not really making fun of Randy Savage, but just making fun of a transgender athlete, probably because they think he's cool or something. He's like a beast. But anyways, Heather Swanson is the name. Heather only identified as a girl 2 weeks ago, which in a lot of cases and around other areas, you have to be, like, going through hormones and wait for a couple of years in order to go and participate. Because as biologically, you, like, even though you can be classified as a girl or a boy, it doesn't matter. The only problem is you're still that because you didn't go through the process yet, so you're in the process. That you still have your hormones, you still have all this stuff because it didn't really kick in yet. But in Heather Swanson's case, that's not what she wants. While the show continues, the whole plot is Heather Swanson was actually, when she was a boy, I'm probably just gonna call him he now because this would make sense for you guys. A strong woman dated him back in the past, and he broke up with him, and now he's all pissed off, and he told her one day he'll get him back. And, well, I guess he did. So he identified as a girl and crushed all the women's competitions. Hell, and there's even keep going on when they keep showing her up on the things, that Heather Swanson is literally has all these medals. And even when you go on to the point of when they were in the Women's Olympics, third place was literally beaten up to the point where half of her body was just, like, done, and the other half is, like, a little bit okay. That's how you know, like, ouch. That's how Heather Swanson goes. So, with all that aside, there's PC principal. He doesn't like this, okay? He says something's up with this, and it's not, like, right for transgender athletes like her to be in there. and he doesn't want to express it because it's not number one is not PC, and number two because of the PC babies, which you already know that PC babies cry all the time. So in the end, it doesn't even matter when they cry. But also too, the Heather Swanson, that actually know that she can't be everyone. She is only physically good but not mentally, which is kind of funny if you think about it. But she could not beat little girls at board games, which gets the name Board Girls, which I don't really want to express that point because even though it kind of puts it all together into the whole main plot, it's not really like what people are offended of. And here's the thing why they're offended of is not because of of the joke transgender athlete, is because of the fact that there was one to begin with. And there are a lot of people are misinterpreting that because they think, oh, so South Park people think that all transgender people are just trying to do this just for like payback and all that. But no, that's not the case here. The case is that this whole thing is just because of a joke. Like, nobody understands that. And a lot of them on Twitter posted stuff. Like, they were even talking about the dolphin episode, which is pretty weird as a general. But they also said stuff about, like, I think it was it was Family Guy. But, like, their jokes, don't get offended by jokes. And if you do get offended by jokes, then you're, like, really messed up in the head. But if you guys haven't seen the episode, go watch it and you'll understand. Go look at Twitter because it's probably going to be there still. I don't know why people get offended by this kind of stuff. I really don't. It's just like the LGBTQ plus community keeps on doing some stupid stuff. And it doesn't even have to be like all of them. It just has to be like one letter in their community and just they already have a problem. And it's sad because they're like, treat us with respect. But then you do this stuff that literally nobody even wants to do anything with you because of the fact that you can't even, well, let's just say, cope correctly in today's society. Because if you cannot take a joke from a show that literally will joke around with everything, then you honestly have no idea what you do. And it's weird too because a lot of them say, oh, we know comedy. This isn't comedy. Well, it is comedy. And honestly too, watching this episode is not even going hard on them at all. It's literally just making fun of a lot of things, but it's not serious. If you go like on Barbra Streisand episode, that is going hard. Like even they keep on making fun of Barbra Streisand right after that. The episode Spooky Fish had Barbra Streisand vision. So every single scene, every second, will have Barbra Streisand's face on the sides. Yeah. So if you think about it, they didn't go hard on transgender people. Hell, so they're thinking that, oh, we just want revenge and no, that's not what they think at all. That's just a joke, and it makes sense with the plot because that was the plot of the story. It's not what they wanted, because even in Strong Woman, she even says she knows a lot of transgender athletes. She was really excited about competing with a transgender. So I don't know why they think that. Because if they said that, then they wouldn't say, like, Strong Woman wouldn't be like, oh my god, that's bad. No. And in fact, they never said anything bad. And it's funny too because I was watching a lot of people, but like nobody ever said anything in their videos when people said this offend people. They never said anything about what they actually predicted to be true, which is pretty funny. Because in the episode, what Heather Swanson went up to PC Principal because PC Principal politely says stuff and he just wants a discussion and doesn't agree with this. The Heather Swanson says, transphobe, you're transphobe. And he says, I am not a transphobe. I am the biggest supporter of the transgender community. And which is true because he's PC Principal.
Look, why don't you just get out of here? Ooh, sounds like someone here's a transphobe. Don't you dare. I'm trans people's biggest supporter. What I think you are is a terrible sport. Transphobe, you better knock it off!
So it's funny too, because once that happened, these transgender people, mostly they're athletes, so that's even worse off the bat, because it's not really getting opinions off of none of the people like outside of the transgenders. It's literally them. I don't know why. I'm not making this shit up either. It's mostly them with making all these articles and all that. But it's funny too, because that right after that they were calling South Park transphobes. So that was a really weird coincidence, don't you think? Because how in the world did that happen? Just comes out of nowhere. Like, you already know this might happen, this might not happen. All of a sudden, oh my God, it's true. Like, they just predicted that out of nowhere, and it's sad to see that, because you would think it's a joke for that, but it actually became true. Because everything you do apparently that has to do something with transgenders is transphobic, and that doesn't make any sense compared to like anything. But you know, people these days just get offended. They don't understand what they do. They don't understand what jokes, and they just, well, do whatever they please. But for some reason, because they're transgenders, they think that they have to take a little step further. I don't know why. It's not just the transgenders do this too. Like, sometimes there's gay people who do this, like saying, oh, are you homophobic for this? Like, no, it's just I don't like the same sex. How am I homophobic? Like, because I'm straight? Are you straight phobic? Like, I don't understand what this has to do with anything. Because if you want to be treated like people, then don't claim yourself as somebody else. Like, claim yourself as a human being. Claim yourself as one of us. And then we will treat you with the same respect. We'll treat you like one of us, which South Park did. Treated you like everyone else, so they made fun of you like they did to everyone else. Hell, they did it to Africa. They did it to Jews. Literally, there was a whole episode with Mel Gibson. They made fun of him. Even with Hitler, they made fun of that as well. They made fun of the KKK. They made fun of Christmas. I mean, they put Mr. Hanky, which is a pretty cool character. They made fun of Britney Spears. They made fun of Jennifer Lopez. They made fun of all these people. They make fun of religion. They make fun of race. They make fun of every little detail. Sometimes it's not like a whole episode. Sometimes it's just a little episode. But, like, you just can't be that pissed off at something that doesn't matter. And you might think this video is hypocrite. No, this is just telling you that's just not good. That's not cool. I watched it. It's not bad. It's honestly it's pretty much like PG-13, if you know what I mean. Like, for back in with like South Park, when they made fun of people, they go hard. Like Hollywood, they make people drown in shit, for Christ's sake. This the transgender gets beaten by little girls in a board game. That's not that bad. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button down below. If you agree with me, press that dislike button. If you're a dick and you actually believe this shit, thinking that it's offensive, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I am Justin1987, and I'll promise you the next people who abuse power will be about UMG, if it all depends on something that I really have to talk about.